A countdown has begun, and there's no turning back. The Pleiadians have broken their silence, offering a message that shakes the very core of everything we believe to be real. The world we've known, the 3D reality we've grown used to, is unraveling. The age of dense physical experience is coming to an end. This isn't a theory or an idea meant to stir up fear. This is a reality already in motion. The signs are becoming more apparent with each passing day. There's a quiet war taking place beyond the veil of physical perception. Energies are clashing, frequencies are shifting, and timelines are splitting. Most will brush these things off as coincidence or imagination, but those who are energetically sensitive can already feel the gravity of this transformation. Everything we thought was stable is breaking apart. The old systems are weakening, the illusions are crumbling, and the veil that once separated dimensions is thinning at a rapid pace. The Pleiadians are not offering suggestions or soft predictions. This is their final message. They urge us to cherish the last moments we have in the 3D realm. Because soon, this dense energy will fade away completely, and a new way of existence will take its place. What's coming is something we've never experienced before. It's a reality governed by higher consciousness, and not everyone will be able to make the shift. Some will resist the change, clinging to the familiarity of what's collapsing. Others will rise with the shift, stepping into an entirely new frequency where a deeper sense of truth, love, and light awaits. The path each person takes will shape their future. The coming days are critical. We don't have endless time. Earth's energetic grid, the invisible web that keeps everything in balance, is failing. That stability we've always relied on is slipping away, and the signs are becoming undeniable. Our magnetic field, which has long acted as Earth's energetic shield, is weakening. Scientists may claim this is a natural phenomenon, but those who are connected to energy know there's more to it. That field isn't just protecting the Earth. It's also tied to human consciousness. It keeps our thoughts, perceptions, and emotions somewhat structured. As it falters, we feel the effects in every part of our being. Minds feel scattered. Decisions feel heavy and unclear. Emotional waves come out of nowhere and crash hard. There are days when it feels like reality is falling out from under us. This isn't simply about stress or personal struggle. It's a result of a massive energetic shift, one that is affecting how we connect to life itself. The Earth's energy vortexes, those sacred spaces where energy flows freely between dimensions, are also transforming. Places that once radiated peace and spiritual power may now feel drained. Meanwhile, new places are becoming charged with unfamiliar energy. This sudden imbalance is pushing people into discomfort. Familiar routines no longer feel right. The places we used to find grounding now feel foreign. It's as if we're being nudged toward something entirely new and unknown. This energetic shift isn't random. It's happening because the old energy grid is dissolving. It's urging humanity to let go of attachments, of identities, of illusions that have kept us stuck. Even the skies are revealing this transformation. Strange, radiant colors now appear at dawn and dusk. Glowing orbs hang in the air. Unexplained flashes of light pierce the sky. These aren't just odd weather phenomena. They're signal, glimpses into higher dimensions as the old reality gives way. Some people have started seeing swirling patterns in the clouds, subtle veils of shimmer in the air, or a strange liquefied appearance in the sky. These are signs that the fabric of reality is stretching and reshaping. As the old Earth's protective layers fall away, what lies beyond is starting to shine through. For those who notice, the experience is a mixture of awe and disorientation. You're seeing something you instinctively know is real, even if your mind struggles to comprehend it. Our bodies are also deeply affected by this shift. Many are feeling strange waves of exhaustion that hit out of nowhere. Others are buzzing with intense energy that makes it impossible to sleep or focus. What's happening is that the Earth's energy flow has become unstable, and our bodies, long synchronized to the 3D rhythm, are struggling to adjust. Some moments demand deep rest. Others flood you with restlessness. This back and forth makes it hard to feel grounded, and it leads to emotional swings, dizziness, and a sensation that time is either speeding up or stalling. Even our technology is being impacted. Devices are glitching for no reason. Power outages are increasing. Internet connections randomly drop. Phones freeze up at the worst times, and machines seem to break for no clear cause. These aren't just technical hiccups. They are direct results of a reality that's no longer stable. Technology, like everything else, was built within the 3D structure. And as that structure breaks down, even our digital tools are beginning to fail us. People who depend heavily on technology are starting to feel disconnected from the digital world. What once felt dependable now feels fragile, unpredictable, almost ghost-like. It's as if even our electronics are whispering that something monumental is changing. And it is. The collapse of the old Earth's energy grid is underway. This isn't something that can be undone or avoided. It's a transformation that is already in motion. The very structure of the 3D world, the timelines, the systems, the illusions, is breaking apart. And for those tuned in, this truth can be felt deep within. A massive shift is taking place, and life will never be the same. Time, too, is falling apart. Days no longer move the way they used to. What once felt like a smooth, predictable flow now bends and twists in ways that defy logic. Some days disappear in the blink of an eye. Others drag out endlessly. This isn't just about perception. It's a fundamental shift in the way time is experienced. The lines between past, present, and future are blurring, creating a strange, almost dreamlike experience where the old rules no longer apply. More and more people are experiencing déjà vu with increasing intensity. Entire conversations feel like reruns. Moments replay with eerie accuracy. Some notice items appearing in unexpected places, memories shifting without reason, or others recalling events completely differently. These aren't mental errors. They're the result of the timeline itself coming undone. It's becoming common to lose track of hours or feel like time has expanded or contracted without warning. People check the clock expecting minutes to have passed only to discover hours gone, or vice versa. This isn't due to distraction or fatigue. Time itself is stretching, pausing, even skipping. This distortion is affecting people's sense of self. Missed appointments, disrupted routines, and an overall feeling of being out of sync are becoming the norm. Memory is being impacted too. Events from long ago feel like they happened yesterday, while recent moments feel faded and far away. People are starting to feel displaced in time, as though their own life stories no longer unfold in order. This confusion isn't all in your head. It's another signal that the old, linear way of living is crumbling. Without the familiar anchor of time, people are finding it harder to stay grounded. And through all this, one of the clearest signs of this unraveling timeline is the rise of prophetic dreams. More people than ever are having vivid, unforgettable visions of future events, dreams that carry a certainty, a knowing. These aren't ordinary nighttime wanderings. They feel like messages, downloads, or memories from a future that hasn't happened yet. Some dream about personal moments and later live them exactly as they saw. Others glimpse massive collective events that haven't yet unfolded in the physical. These dreams carry a clarity and emotional charge that makes them impossible to dismiss. They are part of this unraveling, proof that reality is becoming fluid, that time is collapsing, and that something greater is calling us to wake up and remember who we truly are. The shift isn't coming. It's here. A profound collective shift is unfolding across the planet, and everywhere you look, the signs are undeniable. Moments of change, scenes of upheaval, and fresh beginnings are becoming more common. The boundaries between timelines are fading, giving people a strange but real ability to glimpse beyond the present and sense what's coming. It's not just imagination. People are experiencing time slips, shifting memories, increased déjà vu, and even prophetic visions. These aren't isolated incidents. Together, they point to a larger truth. The old structure of time is falling apart. Reality is no longer behaving in the ways it once did, and as time continues to unravel, the way we experience life is transforming in deep and irreversible ways. One of the most noticeable aspects of this transformation is how human relationships are changing. There's a growing sense that something deeper is taking place, a divide that goes beyond personal preferences or beliefs. People are naturally gravitating toward different energetic paths. Some are waking up, responding to an inner call to rise, evolve, and shift into higher consciousness. Others are holding tightly to the familiar, clinging to old realities and resisting what they can sense is changing around them. This isn't a judgment or a right or wrong scenario. It's an energetic separation, a split in frequency, that is naturally guiding people into very different versions of reality. This divide is becoming more apparent through the sudden changes happening in relationships. People who once shared a strong bond are drifting apart. There may be no specific argument or falling out. The connection just fades, as if the energetic compatibility between them no longer exists. For some, these separations come with emotional intensity, marked by miscommunication, tension, or a sense of betrayal. For others, the disconnection happens quietly, with both sides simply letting go without resistance. It's not personal, it's vibrational. As Earth's energy continues to rise, people aligned with this new frequency are moving forward, while others stay rooted in patterns that no longer serve them. The energetic gap between these two groups is growing, making it harder for them to stay connected or even understand one another. Another unsettling shift many are noticing is a change in how people show up energetically. Some individuals seem to be losing their spark, almost as if something inside them is fading. They might continue their routines, speak as they always have, and seem normal on the surface, but there's a hollowness, an emptiness in their presence. Their eyes lack the light they once held, and conversations with them feel robotic or disconnected. It can be heartbreaking when this happens with people we love, but what's occurring is a soul-level choice. Some are choosing to stay in the collapsing 3D world, while others are shifting into a new energetic space. As these two realities continue to drift apart, the disconnect between individuals will grow more noticeable, even to those who can't fully explain what's happening. Loneliness is also becoming more widespread, but it has a different flavor than before. Even in a room full of people, many are feeling unseen, unheard, and emotionally isolated. It's not about being physically alone. It's about no longer resonating with the energy around you. This growing sense of isolation isn't a coincidence. It's part of the transition. Those attuned to the shift are vibrating at a different level, and this new frequency can make it difficult to connect with those still immersed in the old world. Conversations feel surface level. Interactions lack meaning. Attempts to share these inner experiences often lead to blank stares or misunderstandings. And while this can feel disheartening, it's also a sign of evolution, an indication that something new is coming. Yet in the midst of all this disconnection, something beautiful is happening too. New soul connections are forming, and when they do, they feel like instant recognition. Strangers feel like family. Conversations flow effortlessly. There's a deep, unspoken knowing between people who've never met before. These new relationships are not formed through shared past experiences, but through aligned energy. It's as if souls that have been searching for each other are now being pulled together by a magnetic force. These connections feel like destiny. They carry a sense of purpose, as if these people were meant to walk this path together. And they serve as reminders that even in a time of deep separation, we are not alone. The separation of souls isn't about punishment or exclusion. It's a natural part of the planetary shift into a higher state of being. As the energy of Earth rises, connections that no longer match our frequency must dissolve so that new ones can emerge. Those who are open and willing to grow will naturally find themselves surrounded by others on the same wavelength. Those who resist will remain attached to what is falling away. At the soul level, Each person has already chosen their path. What we're seeing now in the physical world is simply that choice taking form. This shift is no longer something that can be postponed or ignored. It is here, and it is affecting everyone. Those who have long resisted it are now feeling the pressure in powerful ways. Confusion, emotional overwhelm, and internal conflict are common. The old ways of thinking, behaving, and understanding the world are breaking down, and people are being forced to either evolve with the energy or face increasing discomfort. One of the clearest symptoms of this transformation is the rise in mood swings and emotional unpredictability. People are feeling joy and peace one moment, then spiraling into confusion or sadness the next. This is because consciousness is being stretched between frequencies, between the old and the new. At times, people tap into higher awareness and feel a beautiful sense of connection and clarity. Then, without warning, they drop back into fear or doubt. This back-and-forth movement can be draining, but it's also part of the process. Those who accept the shift and allow it to unfold naturally find more ease. Those who resist get caught in the turbulence. An exciting development emerging from this shift is the rise in telepathic experiences. More and more people are finding that they can sense what someone is thinking before they speak. Conversations feel synchronized, as if both parties are pulling from the same stream of thought. This isn't coincidence. It's the result of an expanding consciousness. The energetic boundaries between minds are thinning, allowing thoughts, emotions, and intentions to travel more freely. Some are discovering they can feel a loved one's mood from across the world, or know what someone is about to say before they say it. As the need for verbal communication begins to fade, a deeper and more authentic level of connection is emerging. At the same time, manifestation is accelerating. Thoughts are turning into reality faster than ever before. The delay that once existed between imagination and physical creation is shrinking. Now, what you think and feel becomes your experience much more quickly. This can be empowering or chaotic, depending on your inner state. Those focused on fear or resentment are seeing those energies mirrored in their lives. Those who focus on peace, love, and clarity are finding that opportunities appear with ease. Because of this, becoming aware of your thoughts and emotions is no longer optional. It's essential. The universe is responding instantly, reflecting your inner world into your external reality. As this transformation deepens, many are finding that their old routines and comforts no longer hold the same appeal. Foods, habits, entertainment, even daily rituals that once brought satisfaction are now feeling dull or irrelevant. People are waking up and realizing they no longer want to engage in patterns that once defined their lives. This isn't a loss. It's a shift into a more aligned way of living. The consciousness that supported those old behaviors is evolving, and with that evolution comes the natural release of things that no longer resonate. People are feeling called to live with more intention, more presence, and more purpose. All of these changes, the emotional waves, the energetic disconnections, the new soul bonds, the telepathic links, and the fading of outdated patterns, are pieces of a much bigger transformation. The foundation of the 3D world is collapsing. Structures built on control, fear, status, and material gain are losing their grip. For centuries, people have been conditioned to believe their worth was measured by money, titles, or influence. But now, the illusion is cracking. People are realizing that true fulfillment doesn't come from external validation. It comes from within. The systems that once dictated how we live, love, and define ourselves are falling apart. And as they do, the truth is becoming impossible to ignore. Governments, corporations, and institutions that thrived on secrecy, manipulation, and control are showing their cracks. Their efforts to maintain power are becoming more desperate and more transparent. People are no longer willing to follow rules that betray their inner truth. They're questioning traditions, cultural norms, and societal expectations with a clarity they've never felt before. Many are walking away from toxic environments, outdated belief systems, and roles that no longer fit. not out of rebellion, but from a deep inner knowing that there is more to life than what we've been taught. The more these artificial systems try to tighten their grip, the more obvious it becomes that they're losing control. And with that collapse comes a great opportunity to rebuild something real, to live from truth, to connect from the soul, to create not out of fear, but from love, purpose, and alignment. What we're experiencing isn't the end. It's the unraveling of illusion and the beginning of something entirely new. The shift is here. It's in our hearts, our minds, and our souls. The choice has already been made. Now, all that's left is to surrender to the transformation and allow the new world to rise. The illusions that once held people in place are now dissolving, revealing a truth that can no longer be ignored. The systems that seemed so solid, so unshakable, are now beginning to crumble. And with their collapse comes a deep reckoning for those whose lives were built around falsehoods. For a long time, distraction and control worked hand in hand to keep humanity tethered to a lower reality. But that reality is no longer sustainable. The foundations it stood on have lost their strength. The masks are falling off. And behind them, something raw, something real, is finally being seen. These systems were never meant to help humanity evolve. They existed only to keep it limited, suppressed, and dependent. One of the clearest signs of this unraveling is the rapid disappearance of careers and industries that were once seen as pillars of stability. Whole professions are vanishing almost overnight, not because of mere economic fluctuation, but because the very energy that supported them no longer exists. People who spent their lives mastering one path are waking up to the realization that the world they trained for no longer exists. This isn't just about job loss. It's about a deeper restructuring. The value systems are shifting. The competitive, profit-driven structures are fading. And in their place, something more aligned with collaboration, creativity, and deeper purpose is rising. As disorienting as this may feel, it's not something to fear. It's something to welcome. We are witnessing the shedding of illusions that held the world in a narrow framework. Though it may be uncomfortable and confusing, this transformation is opening the way for a reality that reflects truth, authenticity, and real connection. Those who insist on clinging to the old ways may find themselves in struggle and confusion, while those who surrender to change are discovering a new kind of success. One measured not by titles or possessions, but by the integrity and depth of their spirit. As the Earth's consciousness continues to shift, so too does the human body. It is being pushed to adjust in ways it has never experienced before. The energetic scaffolding that once held the physical world together is becoming less dominant. As this changes, people are noticing strange physical sensations that don't have any clear cause. Perhaps one of the most obvious symptoms is disrupted sleep. Many are finding themselves wide awake in the middle of the night, often around 3 a.m., feeling restless, alert, or even as if their awareness is being drawn beyond this reality. Yet during the day, they are hit with waves of exhaustion, seemingly out of nowhere. This isn't about stress or poor rest habits. It's the body trying to recalibrate itself to entirely new energetic patterns. Time is no longer functioning the way it used to. The body is learning how to exist in a more fluid, less linear rhythm. There's also a growing sensitivity to artificial stimuli. Things like fluorescent lighting, loud environments, or processed food are becoming increasingly hard to tolerate. What once felt normal now feels harsh, overstimulating, or even physically painful. Many are noticing they can no longer digest certain foods, especially ones filled with chemicals or artificial ingredients. It's not just preference, it's a biological shift. The body is rejecting what is unnatural, demanding nourishment that is pure, real, and alive. These aren't just lifestyle choices. They are evolutionary requirements. The physical self is signaling loudly that it's undergoing a profound transformation. Another layer of this shift is showing up in the form of mysterious physical sensations, tingling, pressure, pulses of energy, often moving through the limbs, head, chest, or spine. These feelings often come and go without explanation and don't fit into any known medical diagnosis. Some describe it as an energetic current flowing through their body. Others feel moments of tightness or sudden pain that quickly vanishes. Traditional medicine has no answer for these things, but those tuned into their own transformation know what's happening. The body is being rewired. Dormant centers of energy are activating, and the nervous system is learning to process entirely new frequencies. The body isn't malfunctioning, it's awakening. With all of these shifts, many people are experiencing an intense pull away from urban environments. Cities that once symbolized opportunity, excitement, and growth now feel overstimulating and chaotic. The constant barrage of artificial energy, from EMFs to dense crowds, is exhausting. In contrast, the natural world is becoming a refuge. There's an undeniable call to be near forests, oceans, mountains, or open skies. Nature's frequencies are aligning with the Earth's new energetic blueprint, and simply being in these spaces brings a sense of relief, like returning to something ancient and healing. Many are changing their lives entirely just to be closer to this source of balance. And the closer one is to nature, the easier it becomes to integrate everything that's changing within. Perhaps the most profound transformation of all is happening not in the body or the environment, but in the mind. Logic, long upheld as the ultimate decision-making tool, is starting to fall away. Intuition is rising to take its place. People are beginning to trust the quiet, inner knowing more than their trained thoughts. Choices are being made instantly, not through lengthy analysis, but through feeling. There's a new trust in the gut, a reliance on instinct, and a sensitivity to invisible forces guiding the way. People are sensing the future, reading the emotions of others, and following subtle nudges from the universe with increasing clarity. This is not imagination. It's a reawakening of a natural ability that had been long suppressed by the mental control of the old world. As logic loosens its grip, a deeper, more spiritual intelligence is taking over, one that doesn't need to control everything, but instead listens, responds, and flows. The changes may be disorienting, but they are not signs of illness or disorder. They are proof of evolution, evidence that something profound is unfolding inside each person. The body isn't breaking down. It's adapting to a world that is no longer bound by the rules of the past. Behind all these changes lies a deeper conflict, one that isn't being fought with weapons or armies, but is unfolding within hearts, minds, and energetic fields. This is the silent war between light and shadow. It's a battle for consciousness itself, a struggle between forces of higher awareness and those trying to maintain control through fear, confusion, and manipulation. Those who are tuned into higher vibrations can feel this battle playing out. Some days there is overwhelming peace and clarity. Other days feel heavy, as if walking through emotional fog. These ups and downs are not random. They are the result of unseen forces trying to pull people into their respective energetic states. This battle isn't about governments or institutions. It's about who gets to influence perception, who shapes the way people feel, think, and understand reality. One of the most deceptive elements of this war is the presence of false light. These are spiritual teachings or movements that seem enlightened on the surface, but are designed to create dependence rather than true empowerment. They mix truth with subtle deception, trapping seekers in cycles of confusion. Many people are caught in this trap, thinking they are waking up when they are actually standing still. Real awakening doesn't come from following someone else's path. It comes from breaking free of the need for external validation or guidance and reclaiming your inner authority. This war plays out in perception and energy. People's thoughts and emotions are constantly being influenced by external forces, sometimes through sudden emotional shifts that seem to come out of nowhere. Anxiety, sadness, frustration, and confusion can rise up suddenly, not always as a result of inner issues, but from energetic interference. Media, fear-based messaging, chaotic distractions, these are the weapons of this subtle war. And through all of it, The greatest protection lies in awareness. The key is not to fight, but to stay centered. The shift is not about who wins or loses. It's about rising beyond the need for conflict at all. It's about remembering who you truly are beyond the noise, beyond the conditioning, and stepping into a version of reality that was always waiting to be claimed. Something extraordinary is unfolding, and those who allow themselves to evolve with it will discover that this moment, though chaotic on the surface, is the gateway to a new world built on truth, love, and limitless possibility. This moment in time isn't about fighting the energies that are surfacing. It's about recognizing them for what they are, and understanding that not every thought or feeling we experience actually belongs to us. The greatest strength right now is awareness. Many are beginning to notice subtle forces at play, energies that try to influence emotions, almost as if something unseen is feeding off the intensity of those reactions. That's why emotions feel more amplified lately. A small irritation can quickly become overwhelming rage. A passing thought can spiral into deep sadness. These forces rely on emotional energy to thrive, and the more people react without awareness, the more power they unintentionally give away. But those who are beginning to see this for what it is are learning to respond differently. Instead of getting swept away in fear, anxiety, or confusion, they're taking a step back. They're observing their thoughts and emotions instead of blindly engaging with them. They're starting to ask powerful questions like, does this feeling even belong to me? That simple act of inquiry begins to unravel the grip of external influence. By questioning where these emotions come from, they're reclaiming their energy and their power. In this unseen battle for consciousness, spiritual and energetic protection has become more than just a choice. It's a necessity. But protection doesn't mean hiding or shutting down. It means being deliberate about what you allow into your energy field. Small, mindful practices can make a huge difference. Envisioning a protective light around the body, clearing stuck energy through meditation, or even limiting time spent in draining environments can help tremendously. The energy behind our thoughts, words, and intentions has the power to create strong shields, far more powerful than any physical barrier. Many are beginning to turn inward, relying on personal rituals to stay balanced and protected. Whether it's through prayer, grounding exercises, or surrounding oneself with higher vibrations, these rituals are anchoring people during a time of profound change. Those who truly understand what's happening don't meet this energetic war with aggression. They're learning to master their own energy, ensuring they aren't unconsciously feeding systems that only seek to deplete them. This isn't a battle between winners and losers. It's a matter of choice. The forces of light and shadow both exist, but neither can dominate anyone without their consent. The real war isn't outside of us. It's inside. And those who remain centered, conscious, and energetically shielded will find themselves untouched by the surrounding chaos. They won't be fooled by illusions or drained by invisible forces. They'll stand firm in their truth, recognizing that true mastery comes not from resisting the darkness, but from choosing not to let it define them. We're in the final stretch now, the closing chapter of the 3D world. There's a quiet but undeniable urgency in the air, like reality itself is holding its breath. Many can feel it deep in their bones, a knowing that something enormous is about to unfold. It's not anxiety. It's not a thought. It's a wordless awareness pressing against the edges of the mind. It comes and goes in waves, a subtle pulse, a shift that's just out of sight. Some wake up with their hearts racing, not from a dream, but from something unseen brushing up against their soul. Others find themselves looking up at the sky, sensing a change they can't quite explain. Time is behaving differently. It feels heavy and fast all at once, like the world is spiraling toward some invisible countdown. But this urgency doesn't come from fear. It's like a whisper from the universe, gently reminding us that the old story is coming to a close. The energetic framework that once held the 3D world together is crumbling. You can feel it in the emptiness of once vibrant places. Familiar streets feel hollow now, as if something essential has been drained from them. Cities that once buzzed with life feel oddly lifeless. People go about their routines, but something is missing, like their awareness is somewhere else, like their presence is only skin deep. Even nature seems to be responding. Places that once radiated vitality now feel silent, almost withdrawn, as if Earth itself is pulling back from certain areas. There's a strange contrast emerging. Some locations feel deeply alive, filled with warmth and connection, while others feel like abandoned echoes of what they used to be. One of the more obvious signs of this collapse is how technology is reacting. Electrical systems are glitching, power surges, blackouts, devices malfunctioning with no clear reason. It's becoming more frequent and more widespread. What used to run smoothly now falters. Communication breaks down, digital systems become unreliable, and there's no logical explanation that fully accounts for the scale of it. It's not just about hardware issues. The deeper reality is that the energy underpinning the artificial systems of the 3D world is fading. The foundation itself is no longer stable, and the technology built on that energy is starting to show cracks. Even in the midst of all this, there's a growing sense that something else is watching, something vast and unseen. It's not threatening, it's not hostile, but it's there, felt more than seen. Some people describe it as the feeling of being gently observed, as though an intelligence beyond this dimension is witnessing the shift. For others, it feels like a guiding presence, subtle, yet undeniably real. This presence doesn't speak in words. It communicates through signs, through synchronicities, through inner nudges that lead to sudden realizations. It feels like the veil is thinning, revealing the watchers that have always been here, waiting for this precise moment in human history. For those attuned to it, the final stage of this shift comes with a powerful pull, an unexplainable urge to move, to leave familiar spaces, to change paths entirely. Some feel drawn toward nature, unable to tolerate the artificial environments they once lived in. Others feel an inner shift so strong that it leads them to take bold leaps into the unknown, even when it doesn't make sense to those around them. But deep inside, they know it's not random. It's a calling, a soul-level invitation to step out of the fading world and into something entirely new. This isn't just the end of an old reality. It's a sacred transformation. The structures that once defined life are dissolving because they no longer serve our growth. For those clinging to the old ways, it can feel like everything is falling apart. Confusion, fear, and grief may rise as the world changes in ways they can't understand. But for those who trust the process, those who surrender to this pull, they'll find themselves exactly where they need to be. This shift isn't coming sometime in the future. It's already happening, and those who can feel it know that this is not the end. It's the beginning of something far greater than we've ever known.